And we are live, mon cher.
Moshe, hello, people that aren't here yet.
How are we? How are we? So we're gonna give a minute for people to get here.
just,
Why?
just Jesus, Moses. Okay, you see the hair? No, you can't because it blends into my black curtains. Just
Whoa.
Jesus, Moses. Okay, you see the hair? No. What? Okay, so this is what curly natural hair looks like when it's only been blow dried with no straightening,
Oh
and
my
it's.
god. Hold on. Guys, ignore that comment I just commented. That wasn't even me. I'm trying to.
What are you talking about?
You see the. Oh.
What streaming? Looking to level. What is that?
There's something in the way of the comments, and it won't.
Advertisement.
I'm trying to. Don't. Nobody click that.
I
Nobody
don't know.
look at that. I
I don't
can't.
even want to
I
delete
can't
it.
even fucking delete it. Rowan, can you delete that or do something with that comment? Get rid of it. And I guess I can't read fucking comments because this ugly ass button is in the way. That's like share your referral link. I don't want to share my referral link. How do I get? And then I clicked it, hoping it would go away, and it's still here after
And
I
you
clicked it.
you click the X, not the link. You
There
dumb.
is no X.
Oh, then you shouldn't have touched it. I can't get rid of it. Oh, great.
Okay, ignore that.
Well, shit, we're just gonna make comments till it's all the way at the top. Nobody can see it. Well,
There you go. Do that because holy shit. Dude, I'm terrible with technology. What were you saying about your hair though?
I don't know. Showing people. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if reporting it. I mean, it's nothing bad. It's just now. I was just sharing, like a lot of people, like, oh my god, I wish I had curly hair. No, you don't.
No, you don't. I agree. No, you don't.
No, you don't. I hear it all the time. Oh my god, your hair's so thick. Yeah, and then you see the result. Yeah, I have a lion's mane. Half of this bitch is gone, and I still have a lion's mane. I
It's
don't want to
true.
hear it out. I'm gonna regret it.
It's
Wait till
true.
my hair starts to. I lose so much hair. I'm tired of people talking to me about my darn hair. It's a blessing until it's a curse. Today it's a
Literally.
curse. Look at this. I look like I half electrocuted. All I did was wash the shit and dry it out, so I didn't have wet hair all day.
Well, I didn't do shit. I took a nap.
He rolls out of bed and looks fine. Shut up.
I mean,
Anyway,
it's all that beauty sleep.
I know, and you get tons of it. I just had a little power nap, and it did this shit for me to piss me off
Why
because
did it piss you off?
I had to wake up. Because my body knew, hey, it's getting close to time. We had a chitter chat planned, and somebody hadn't called me.
See, that's how you know. I don't know what time it is because I thought we were supposed to be on at 7:30. I don't know why.
Goober. Anywho, we're talking about spectral spirits today.
Oh my god, yeah. We can't ever have a conversation without being like, "Oh my god, this is a perfect chat."
Yeah, we literally had to, because what I think I had gotten home from work or something, and I was like, "Hey, I can't talk." But then we started talking, and we something about ghosts came up, and he was like, "See, this should be a chat." And I'm like, no, it can't be a chat right now. We can't chat right now. I got things to. I think I was making dinner, and we were gonna
Yeah.
watch a movie. That's what it
Yep.
was. And I was like, I can't do it right now. He's like, but this is such a good chat. And I was like, yeah, I agree. But like, I got things going on, and I'm very tism ticky person. I gotta shit has to fall in line. So we're like, we'll talk about it tomorrow. It's no big deal. It's a good subject. So here we
Yeah.
go.
So here we are.
Yes, and I agree, Rowan. He is the one that scheduled the time at 7 and still didn't know the time.
Uh huh. Uh huh. I
It's
know,
okay.
huh?
I know, huh?
I know, huh?
Does anybody know where that reference is from, Rowan? If you know it, don't say.
If yeah, do y'all know that? Because nobody know that.
We have.
Actually, I said it yesterday talking to T, and he didn't know what it was, but then he for some reason came back with a reference, and I'm like, he's like, that's a reference. I'm like, what I said was a reference,
Right.
loser. Yeah, and you didn't get it.
Whatever. Whatever.
So
So, if you know, you know.
if you know, you know. I know, huh? If you know, huh? You know, huh?
I kind of want to watch that show over now.
Oh, it's so good. It's so funny.
It is. I
You know,
know.
but it reminds me of the good old days, you know?
Oh. So okay, that's a bag of tricks right there because the good old days mean something different in every generation. So when you say good old days, I immediately go, oh, the 90s and the 80s. And you're like, oh my God, like 3 years ago. Oh, shit.
Oh my god. No. I'm over here like early 2000s. Yes. Even like 2015, I think 2016 was the start of like things were just getting to dog shit.
I don't know. I cannot pin. I mean, I could nail it down, sort of, but then I look back at everything that happened before that said thing happened, and I'm like, it was kind of, you know what it was? I'm just gonna say it, controversial or not. 9
COVID.
9/11.
Oh,
Everything changed after 9/11.
oh yes. Everything the airports changed that everything changed after 9/11.
Everything changed. Privacy acts, privacy laws, the fact that you know, you because that's when okay, so honestly, and not to get controversial or racial or anything, but like it's the same thing that happened in the Korean conflict and the when Pearl Harbor got bombed. Every time a certain group of individuals does something to another group of individuals, the rest of the human population goes after said group of individuals, whether they had anything to do with it or not.
Right.
They're feared because if one did it, they all did it, and that's such an ass backwards, stupid thing to think. But that's how people are, and
Yeah.
that's how every situation happens. Like
I mean,
it never fails.
think about it even when it comes to witches, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you caught one witch caught like, making a sacrifice, and now all witches are suddenly evil.
Well, and in the reverse, the Christians, you have one crazy Christian dude coming after
Right.
witches, and then all of a sudden, okay, well, okay, we got to step back from the Christians now because we don't know what the fuck they're doing,
Right.
you know. But that's what I'm saying. It's like one, and not that these are small things. A lot of these are huge instances where like some not magic, major losses happen, and it scares people, and people react by being human and sinking inside their head and then putting that thought out in the world by accident sometimes, and then here
Yep.
we go.
Yep.
It's
Manifestation. Be careful what you manifest.
right, exactly, and you can't. Where did all this come from? We can't blame one person just because somebody of a said same whatever did a thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but
Right.
that's when I feel like the shift happened 100% was, at least in my lifetime timeline, was 9/11. I mean, the day that happened, the world changed. And then
Yeah.
when COVID happened, the world changed. And we didn't even really recover from the last time. You know what I
See,
mean?
your 9/11, because I was born a month before 9/11.
I
So
know
your
you
9/11 is my COVID.
right.
And
Exactly.
I can't stand, and I want the world to go back. I wish I could press the reset button as if COVID never happened. Nine
Mhm.
eleven never happened. And as much as it is for, yes, for those tragic events and those lives that were lost to not have been lost, but also so the world wouldn't be as fucking crazy as it is now
Yeah.
because of them. I mean, uh,
No.
but we got also crazy ass fucking people that do these things.
Well, yeah, and then people come, it's just a big old shit show. Like, yay, come to America. Then it's like, oh,
Right. Right.
no, oh no. You know what I mean? I'm beginning to think maybe we full.
Maybe maybe we full.
We full.
Maybe we gotta let the people go.
Yeah, like,
Can I go? I'll be one of the people to go. I'll go.
yeah, I'm ready to go.
Take my ass to Europe. I don't care.
Can we go to Italy? I'm just saying.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go really on a lot of places. Let's go.
Italy, Ireland, Prague. I want to go everywhere. Can
Want
I
to go
just,
to Turkey.
yes, Argentina, Turkey.
My
Argentina is
coworker,
beautiful.
she is always going. She's always leaving the country. In fact, she said she got me some graveyard dirt from. I couldn't tell you where the hell she went. She's always going to places outside of the country. Excuse me, this TV keeps getting louder and louder. I'm gonna
So
go
does mine.
turn it down. Yeah, I don't. I'm not appreciating it. I'll be right back.
The homeboy ain't even watching the TV. That's what's so fucking bad. But anyway, this whole conversation wasn't about anything like that. I don't know where that came from. Somebody need to hear something. And Scotland, yes, I'd love to go to Scotland. The only problem with Scotland is I would not know what to pack. You'd have to pack a little bit of everything because I've heard that weather changes worse than Georgia's. I mean, cold to hot to summer to rain to fucking snow. Kind of like being in New York because his butt had snow the other day. Today it was 70 degrees.
Make it make sense, please. I saw my neighbor and I was like, tell Mother Nature to fucking pick a season and stick with it because this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really weird. One day I call you, you're out cleaning the front yard, potting plants, checking on things in the hammock, dying. And then the next day it's like, oh yeah, we got 3 feet of snow.
Yeah, yeah, make it make sense.
Everybody's a coat and a kilt, bitch.
Are you reading comments?
Yes.
I can't see comments, so I don't know.
Crack open that computer.
Yeah, you're right. Oh my god, you were so right. I did this. I restarted my computer and everything specifically for this. Like I'm not prepared tonight. I'm sorry.
I could tell because you was laid up relaxing.
I was munching. I was like, what it is, huh?
I mean, literally.
Like I was like, what's up? I got nowhere to be.
I was like, bitch, we're supposed to be on. Now, mind you, I fell asleep. But my very hardwired internal alarm clock woke me up 20 minutes till. I was like, this bitch ain't called me. He ain't ready.
Were you afraid I fell back asleep?
Yes, because you're a napping motherfucker. God, you worse than me.
I missed I missed Rowan's call. Did you call me?
No.
No, okay. But you texted me saying, "Are you
I
fucking
called you
napping?"
earlier. Yeah, no, I did. I called
Yeah,
you.
okay.
And you didn't
Yeah.
answer. And I was like, bitch, I know you napping.
Yep.
I know you
And,
napping.
and then I called her. I got off the phone with Rowan because I called him back because I'm like, sorry, I was napping. I was also driving. And then I got back in the car and I called you back and I was like, how the fuck did you know I was napping, huh? She's like, but you always napping.
My psychic abilities have been like on the fucking clip today because I did it with you. What was it, yesterday or today with you? I said somebody's name and you were like, get out of my head.
Oh my god, that was so weird because I was thinking about somebody and then she was like, okay, so speaking of that person, I'm like, huh? Because nobody said their name. Nobody was actually talking. I was just get out of my head. Oh, weirdo. The fuck?
I did the Destiny too because she said something. And I was like, please tell me it's not 2 cherries. And she was like, how did you know? I was like, because I know. She's like, no, seriously, how'd you know? I was like, because I know. I love doing that shit to people. Because they're just like, but how did you know? So I wasn't in the room when said thing was being discussed. I came in and I caught the tail end of something. I was like, 2 cherries? Really? Really? That's what we're doing? But I mean, it was cute when she got it. It's just not cute now.
Okay, I'm trying to find.
And I love her to death. So when she showed me the picture, I was like, girl. Okay, I get the 2 cherries because they are cute, but why did we get them in that particular spot?
Why can't I watch the video? Am I not the smartest person alive right now or something? How do people watch their own fucking videos?
I do it all the time.
Yeah, how do I do this?
What are you talking about? You go to your channel.
Yeah.
And then you look up the video that's the link is there for.
Yeah.
And then you mute the video or pause the video and just read the comments.
Oh, wait. I'm here.
Amazing.
Okay. Hold up. Okay, I still don't see comments, but it's all right. Comments?
It's over on the side.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, you see private chat and comments? Go to comments.
Private check.
Let me see what you're seeing.
You don't want to forget this.
You're ridiculous.
Forget this. Anyway, what are we here to talk about?
Well, you asked me a profound question. It's not super profound, but it was profound at the moment because I think we were both stoned. Is a spirit and a ghost the same thing?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, 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 yeah. So we were talking. I don't even know how we got here, but then I looked at you, and and I'm gonna ask you just again. Do you think a spirit and a ghost is the same thing, or are they two different things?
I think there's several different things.
Okay. They're what?
Several different. Okay. This one, this was a great topic.
Okay. That's good. Let's get into it. I wish I had something I could put my feet up. Hold on, and I do right here. Go ahead. Talk to me.
Okay, so what's
What?
going on,
What? What?
Alan? What's going on? Oh, vomit. Okay. Um, it's always at the bottom of the stairs. It's a pain in the ass. So no, I will. Okay, so there's ghost, spirit, specter, which I feel like those could probably kind of be lumped sort of the same. But then you have different kind of hauntings. You have a residual haunting, which I feel is different. And then you have, what is the other that's not a residual? It's a it's like, is that like
An
they're,
imprint?
well, that, no, like they're on a loop. Like they're reliving the same moment.
Oh, like okay, like cycles. Like okay, at the library we have a lot of spirits that repeatedly do the same tasks
Same
over and
thing.
over and over
Yeah, yeah,
again.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And I feel like that is a different type of spirit slash haunt than like my whistler.
yeah.
I feel like my whistler is interactive and intelligent. So here, that's the other word, intelligent haunting. So I feel like an intelligent haunt is different than, say, a ghost
Hmm.
or, like you said, spirit. I feel like a spirit is something deeper. You know what I mean?
I feel like okay. You know how there's three? Because I was just talking about this too. You know how there's three selves to all of us? Like we have our higher self, middle self, and our lower self.
Yeah. No,
So
but yeah.
you said no.
No.
Okay. So there's
The higher self is. Let me clarify. I know what the higher self is, and I know what the self is. What is the lower self?
the lower self, or what is known as like the shadow self, um, the shadow self, if you will. Didn't I just fucking say that?
You're, yeah.
Anyway, I'm high. Okay. That is the self that is the how do I like the most what's the word? It's like it's the wild, it's like our most natural earthly self. It is our
Like our
like
primal self.
yes, exactly,
Okay.
exactly. You have you those that's the part of you that is truly connected to the planet, is truly connected to the earth. That is the part that a lot of people might like with the name shadow self. A lot of things that like but when you work on shadow work and you have that side of you that you either like don't agree with, don't like, try to change, or try to suppress all those things, whatever the hell, that's what they would call your shadow self, your lower self. That is the side of you um that is the side that thinks
Okay.
intuitively and it goes based off of instinct, rather, while the middle self is the one that thinks logical and with reason. The
Okay.
lower self is the intuitive side, and then a higher self is the one that's connected to the cosmic side of things and the actual like that's the spirit within us that spiritually evolves throughout lives. You know what I mean?
Okay. I've heard
So
that broken down in a different way concerning, um, like like the Muggle world.
the
Like
Muggle
in,
world. Okay,
yeah,
wait. So
the
if we're talking Harry Potter, let me know because I know exactly what we're talking about.
no, I'm not talking Harry Potter.
Damn it.
No, I'm talking about like psychology.
Oh, okay. So there you go. Psychology, Freud, right? Well, the middle self is our ego. The inner self is the id, our inner desires.
Yeah.
So
That's
Yeah.
what I, yeah, that's where I'd heard it before, just with different wording for different,
Yeah.
you're in a different world at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's psychology. We're talking spiritual. But yes,
Right.
exactly. One and the same. One and the same. That's the three minds that connect together to, create our spirit and our body, our life experience.
Yeah.
So now the lower self of us, okay, all right. So now our higher self, right? That's the spirit again that
Hmm.
continuously spiritually evolves throughout many lives, right? And throughout on many different planes of existence and worlds and all that shit, right? That is connected with the lower self, right? Now the lower self is like, okay, I'm Kevin, right? My spirit is obviously bigger and larger than just Kevin. So it's like my spirit, like your spirit is always like an actor or an actress. The lives you play are the characters, the role you're playing. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So when you die, for example, that lower self is related to the character your soul was playing. So when you die here on earth, your lower self gets absorbed into the shadow of the earth, and that is what people remember. So when eons, well, not eons, but in a century from now, when people talk about Grandma April, you know what I mean? That is the lower self. That is the earth's memory of you. Okay. That's what goes in. That's the bones and into the earth, right?
Okay.
Your spirit from that. So that's your lower self. Your higher self is the spirit that was the actor or the actress. You know what I mean? Now you move on from that role and and now you live a different role. You go into a different life. You evolve. So I think a ghost is the imprint left from your shadow self.
Okay.
So a lot, and that's where you'll see like the spirits who are in repetitive cycles. A lot of the time, when you get to the nitty gritty, you realize that that's not necessarily their actual spirit, but a leftover residual energy that
Right.
is caught up in this karmic cycle or whatever.
That's basically what Rowan said. He said it's like a fragment of a spirit's memory that manifests in its own essence.
Yes,
Yeah. So it's just like that particular spirit in that particular time on that particular event. That's
yes,
like,
exactly. A
because
lot of the times, huh?
hmm?
What were we gonna say?
Do you ever feel like they ever finish that out? If there's a reason for that particular loop of events to keep playing out?
I think it depends on the situation. For some, yes. For others, that you might need that extra push or guidance from outside influences,
Hmm.
and others are honestly probably just doomed to repeat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of the times with so thinking again, like okay, so it's not their actual spirit. Their actual spirit has moved on from this
Yeah.
life. You know what I mean? Now this energy, where the fuck was I going with this shit?
I don't know. You
Oh,
were.
okay.
You were
This energy could also be like this mass energy of like a tragic event.
yeah.
Like say like something happened at a tragic event and that energy, those ghosts live on. It's like exactly like the memory. You know what I mean? That's what lives on and that energy, that residual is still lurking around. So
Hmm.
that's where you'll get say you're in a house where someone died, you know what I mean? You might hear the crying of that spirit or you might hear the gunshot or something that that happened in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? That's the ghost. That's the energy that probably should be cleansed and needs to move on. You know what I mean? Because all energy is alive and that energy, yes, in a sense needs to learn some type of lesson, needs to move on from what has happened so it can go back out into the cosmos and manifest however. Now I think the spirit, not the ghost, but the spirit, that's that higher self of us that evolves, that goes throughout many lifetimes, that's who we truly are in the sense of that's who we are bigger than this earthly human experience. And that is and those are the spirits that we may call on when we're doing witchcraft or when like a spirit comes to you and visits you in a dream or when there's an actual like spiritual experience within your home where maybe they save you from something or like they blow out a candle, whatever the case is, or that you see them physically manifest, walk into a room, and in that room's maybe something could have happened. You know what I mean? Like those
Hmm.
are the spirits that come to you and visit you.
Okay. Well, I remembered how we got here.
Okay.
We were talking about living eternally, life eternal. And I said I came up with a decision. If I couldn't be a vampire, I'd want to be a ghost. And you were like, well, do you mean a spirit? And I was like, no, and maybe, and then I don't know. And then you were like, what do you think? And then we got into it. And I was like, stop. And you were like, no.
Yeah, because I think yeah, like you don't want to be a ghost because think about like in the now I'm gonna bring us to Harry Potter, right? In a
Okay.
sense of Harry Potter, where the Harry Potter ghosts
Mm-hmm.
basically choose that lifestyle and kind of know like this is it. Like they don't evolve, they don't go anywhere from here. If they want to choose to stay here, they choose to stay here, and that's that. You know what I mean? And now, and a lot of spirits have, I think, from the books mentioned that like if they could, if they basically knew what was in store, they wouldn't have done what they did. You know, and a lot of times it's they leave an imprint of themselves. A lot of time, like with the moving portraits of the dead professors, it is it's an essence of them. It's not legit them. It's a ghost of them, and you don't want to be a ghost. I would rather be a spirit because I can visit here on Earth, but I can also visit Mount Olympus or the caves of Hecate or Hearn's Oak, or I can go to the realm of Harry Potter and actually fight. A Dementor or something. I don't know. I don't know. Go to the
Well,
realm of Skyrim, and I don't know.
well, that
What
means
the hell was that?
he's talking to the cat.
Oh,
Um, that brings me to I would rather be a spirit because then I could come visit people at will and maybe hopefully learn the interaction and be able to be like, yo, don't do that. Oh, see, there she is right there. That's who he was talking to.
what?
Afro behind me.
Yeah. It's
Hello,
so
lady.
fucking small right here.
Well, it's because I tried hearing a computer. Um, but she's being awful social today. Um, don't do
What's
that.
up, Leo? What's up, Mary?
What are you doing? Effie, not you. All right,
How you
Snowy.
guys doing?
Hello. We're talking about spectral stuff. So, okay, question.
Talk to me.
Do you lump these in with elementals and other spirits that may or may not have been human?
Okay. Now, with that being said, in the term of now, if we're talking on spirit, just solely spirit again, that's where, yes, I would include everything has spirit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Whether they lived a human experience or not. You know what I mean? We know the trees have spirits, the plants have spirits, the crystals, the waterfalls, the lakes, all this shit has spirits, right? We know angels have spirits, gods have spirits, demons, daemons, all of these, however, these jinn, all of these, this plethora of all these species of spirits, they have spirit. And that's where, again, you got to be careful when you work with spirits, be smart, be wise. Um, but yeah, that would definitely include that, the elementals and anything that goes beyond that, even fucking aliens. You know what I mean?
That brings me to my next point. I want to run into an alien ghost.
Huh?
No, I'm just
How? How
saying.
you even do that?
I don't know, but I'm gonna do it. So, like, there's so many dead things around the earth that have died multiple times. Like, well, maybe not multiple
Yeah.
times.
How
Several.
do we know what's an alien though? Because like
Technically, we
we
don't.
could be the aliens. I think we're the
I
aliens. I
told you
know
like
we're the
the
aliens. You ain't
weirdest.
gonna tell me
This
I'm
is a
allergic to the
prison
planet.
planet. If I have ever seen one, this is a prison. We got dumped off as trash and just happened to survive. And you know how
Yep.
I know that? Because the cycle repeated when we did it to Australia. I said what I said.
Oh my God, that's not a real place. They have monsters. That's not real.
It's
Sorry, everybody from Australia. I love you people. I really do. But
they're
like,
a hardy bunch, and Travis Fimmel can get it anytime.
okay.
You don't know who it is, and that's okay.
um,
Somebody
but
here knows who that is.
but no, they have the snakes. I'm down with. Everything else, I'm not down with.
You know you're. Don't make me be ugly on camera. Don't. I'm looking extra grandma today. Anyway, this is not. It's because my head's on fire from this fucking light. There ain't no light in here. Anyway, so like, okay, but truthfully, the snakes can not be around. If I'm being honest with me,
We
we
have like holes in our patio, like that bury into the ground, and I'm like, oh, the snakes are coming.
fire.
By the way, Leo, the reason it might be feeling like Samhain is because Beltane is coming around, and once again, the veil is thinning,
It's
which
very
is
thin,
probably a reason we're even having this chat during this time.
very thin.
Bless you. Good God. That's a monster.
Balance on. And bro, mother doing the album like that.
That's what I live with, people.
Right.
We didn't have dinner tonight. We're eating snacks. We're being super healthy. Diet's really
Oh my
working.
God. Oh my God. I had salmon, stuffed salmon with broccoli mixed with like cheddar cheese.
Did Dad cook?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Thank the gods.
cooked over here. I cooked last night, and that's you had an option of leftovers or nothing.
I feel that. I feel that.
I had chips and not Oreo. I did too. I had chips. Oh,
Yo,
and
tell Alan that he gotta bless you in the comments.
oh, Mary Jane said bless you because she heard you sneeze, just like everybody else in YouTube.
Appreciate it.
He said appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. So now what about like now the spectral form, right? That's the spiritual like manifest like a spirit's manifestation, right? That's what
I
I
have
would think.
issues with the spectral form. Yes.
Okay. What?
No, finish, and I'll go into why I have issues.
I mean, that's where I was going with it, and like that's what I would think the spectral form would be the spirit's manifestation. You know what I mean?
Because if I
Yeah.
come back, if I die in what I die in, if I come back in what I die in, I'm gonna be mad.
No, I don't think it'll be like that. You know, I always do wonder if we die, do we all like wear white or all
No,
wear black?
no.
Like, no, no. Well, I'm not wearing what the fuck I'm gonna be wearing when I die. In the
Oh,
fuck,
I
I
have
don't.
a curated outfit selection already in my brain.
How do you know when you're gonna die?
I don't give a shit when I die, but I have an outfit ready mentally.
So that,
Back.
so like when you turn into a spirit, you're gonna be like this outfit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a spectral closet, just
Yeah.
like I'm gonna
Okay.
have.
Good. No, as you said. No, I think we all will. Everything's gonna be ready for us.
I'm gonna look like an assassin or like a fucking hippie. You're gonna get one or the other, depending on who you are.
It's so different.
I know, Patricia and Sally.
I'm just gonna walk in there with a suit, a black suit.
The fuck?
Yeah. You gotta
Normal?
look good. You gotta look sharp.
You know, if we weren't on camera, I'd say some shit.
Yeah. Well, we're on camera, so you have to be nice. Can you read the comments? Because I can't read them. Like I struggle to read them because of this fucking
I'm
thing.
not. Yeah, yeah. I saw. Okay, I'm gonna start with Leo, and then I'm gonna get to Mary Jane because Mary Jane is the one I like giggled at, not in a
Yes,
bad
sir.
way. It's so Leo said I saw spectral. I think it was yesterday. It ran across the front of Amanda. Oh, okay. LOL. I don't know what. Don't get the LOL on that one. However, on Mary Jane's comment, she said, "Question: Can a car be a ghost?" Sounds the. But I am curious. Sounds dumb. I think she said sounds dumb, but I'm curious. It's
No,
not.
so that don't sound dumb.
No,
You want to answer that?
I don't know if our answers are gonna match.
Okay, well, let me explain my thing right here, right?
Okay.
I believe yes. I believe really anything can take spectral form. But however, I've had experiences. Now there is a road. I don't even know where, and I hope I never drive on the fucking road again. But there is a road, and my sister-in-law told me about this road, and she's like, "Just so you know, if you're gonna drive on it at night, be warned that there is this fucking spirit thing. A lot of people experience it." And I'm like, "Okay, I don't believe that shit. Don't come at me with that shit, right? That's I don't false. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't believe it until I drove on the motherfucking road at night and exactly what was said and described happened. And what I'm gonna explain, just know this is exactly what she said to me. So I was driving all alone, all nice. And mind you, these are straight ass fucking roads, like I'm in the damn South, but it's all straight. Okay. Well, don't look at me like that. All y'all do is got straight roads. Don't go to Florida, and it's literally just straight everything.
It's built on a grid. Yeah.
That is ridiculous to me. But anyway, so but straight roads, right? And I'm driving, and all of a sudden, I literally blink, and all of a sudden, these like the brights are on, big ass fucking lights in my little mirror and in the four thing, or in the two little whatever mirrors.
You have a
My
license.
side, huh?
You have a license.
Shut the fuck up. I was thinking that I don't even know what they're called. Anyway. So I'm driving, and all of a sudden, boom, all these lights. And it's you can tell it's a truck. You can hear it's a truck. And they keep revving up on you, revving up and on you, fucking right in your ass. You can slow down all you want or speed up all you want. They don't go anywhere. And they will make you just fucking speed. And it's kind of scary until you basically lose what the fuck you're doing. And then out of nowhere, boom, just gone.
Gone. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no roads that anybody is turning on. Like it's just all fucking straight. And it's like it just shows up out of nowhere, and then once you're in like the most dangerous situation, it's gone.
I agree. And
that was terrifying. I literally called her immediately. I'm like, I'm sorry. You were right. I never want to do this again.
Well, I mean, I think objects manifest the energy that they were given or used for, if that makes sense. So like clearly that was an asshole driver that liked to be on people and fucking scare them, and something
probably died
happened in the middle of that. So I believe 100%. And then if you look, not to bring Stephen King up because I know it's fictional, blah blah blah, but Christine was a spirited car. Like she had a mind of her own, and it didn't matter, she latched on to some people, but then most of them she just mowed over, But I mean, I've been in situations where certain things like, how we talk about tricksters and brownies and giblets and goblins and all that about moving your shit and taking your stuff. Well, I believe that some objects, like just especially like something from a past relative or something, like it has an energy to it from whoever it was from. Somebody that carried it around and touched it on a daily or whatever, used it ritualistically, as in like it was part of their daily habitry or habit. That object can manifest its own energy and do what it wants to do in the blink of an eye. Yeah. So when it comes to a car, of course, a car has like parts just like a body does. So it operates, and it takes on the energy of whatever.
With that being said, your car can save your life. Just so you know.
It can. It can be the object of somebody's aim.
I will say, to go back to Leo's comment when he was talking about when he saw a spectral move in front of his girl Amanda. Right?
Yeah.
Amanda? Yeah. Okay. I remember the last time I saw a spirit in this house was when I was on the phone with you. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you remember, but I was getting out of the car and I was on the phone with you and I saw a spirit. This is where my ancestor altar is, right there, right here, ancestor altar. I saw a spirit walk out and I was like, girl, I think I just saw a spirit walk out of the fucking, And then I take a few more steps and I see the spirit walk right back in the wall and I'm like, girl, I just saw it again. Like, they walking up and down. And I don't know if you remember, but I think I was doing witchcraft at the time.
You were either getting ready to or had already just like finished up.
Yeah, I want to say I just finished up because I remember I had to go somewhere, probably the deli, and then I came back, and then that's when I saw it.
Yeah, I remember that night. I can't remember what we were doing though.
And that was like, I remember seeing like the flowing of like the person's, like the woman's dress.
Mm-hmm. I see them all the time. And the park was really, I told you this yesterday, the park's been really active the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Like creepy, like during the daytime, because I haven't been at night and, well, since you were here, because I can't go by myself. I can walk this neighborhood with all these goddamn weirdos, but I can't walk in the park with nobody but spirit. But all right. All right.
Okay, well, truth be told, we've had spirits literally step up on us at that park.
That was yeah. But that's okay because they've been
And that
doing
was
it.
during a full moon, too. Something about that park and full moons.
I think it's because it's an apex of where the water meets.
Oh my God, that's so creepy. And I love it. And I want to go back.
Like the last two, because yesterday was a full moon. We're still feeling it today. And when I was at the park yesterday and the day before, because I went Friday and Saturday for my little 2 miles,
Yeah.
they were there. They were hanging out. They were walking. They were talking to kids. I mean, like just full on. So I'm walking by and I'm listening to good old smut in my ear. So like I'm not paying attention, but I'm paying attention. But you know how
Night,
your
love you.
night, Dad. My and
April
your
said night.
in your
April said
peripheral.
night.
Good night,
Good
Dad.
night.
You're paying attention, but you're like keeping to yourself when you're walking, because there's people milling about. But like then you catch that peripheral energy in the corner of your eye, that little shimmery shimmer, and you're like, oh, that's not human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's not on this plane, but it's on the plane. So you kind of like sly look over as you're walking, strutting your stuff, listening to your good old smut in your ears, and you just see this kid just like da 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 talking away to somebody. And then you see that slight, like, because if you, like, during, I don't know about anybody else, but sometimes during the day straight on, I can't see him, but I can catch him, like, full body, like, motion and movement in my peripheral.
Yeah.
And if I time it and aim it just right, I can see, like, the whole interaction. So I'm walking, and this kid is just jibber jabbering. And I looked over, and I didn't, like, I could clearly see the kid. But, I mean, having a full on conversation with something that wasn't full on there. But if I turned my head back, I could see he was talking to an older woman.
Uh-huh.
She was leaning down, talking to him, taking the hair. They were really interacting. And I was like, oh my God, that kid has no idea that lady's not really there. His mom's not going to believe him.
Oh my God. You should I would have been I don't know if that's creepy or not, but
It's
I would have
creepy.
stepped up and been like, I see her.
Well, sometimes I do that. I'll be like, I see you, because I feel like those kind that run up on you that try to intimidate you, especially, okay, so I leave my house at dark ass 30 in the morning, like 5:40, 5:30, 5:20. And as I'm turning around and getting my door locked and grabbing, trying to fiddle with the door to lock it and hit the button and all that,
Right.
I could see him cross my path, like just willy nilly. And I'm like, if the aura doesn't match what I feel, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to be scared, but you don't want to be judgmental either.
No,
Or
right.
you don't want to be overly cautious. I'll be like, I see you. And I'll say it out loud, like, yo, don't fuck with
Yeah.
me. I know you're there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And most of the time it's okay. But lately it's been like blatant.
Yeah. I mean, like that one spirit, even though he stepped up to us, I mean, I just stepped up too.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
I
they
mean,
get
like,
aggressive.
I'm not trying, like, I don't want to, like, we don't have to take this where it don't have to go. Like, I get if you want to be seen, whatever the case is, but like, that's not how you step. If that's how you stepped up to people in the living, oh, you got a problem. You got a
That's right.
problem with me. That's not how nobody step up to me.
Yeah, no. I don't like being ran up on. I understand, like, because it's the same couple that I see all the time, I don't know if those are the loops or if they're residuals, but it's the same few shadow people that I see, which is a whole nother topic, the shadow people.
Oh my
But
God, we can get into that.
I mean, we
That's
can, and we
that's
probably
literally this topic.
but like you get a feeling like they have something to do, but if they had time, they fuck you up. That's the feeling that I get. Like they're on their way to do something else, but if I interact, I'm gonna get fucked up. You know what I mean? Like it's not a good vibe that I get. Where like the Whistler here, which is kind of a shadow, kind of not, because you see him, but you never see him full fledged.
A couple times at the
I
house, I
mean,
feel like I have.
yeah, like you get a solid
Yeah,
outline.
it's like okay, it's like a split second you do, but you're right. The main appearance he takes on is a shadow.
Yeah, but
It's
he's
like
not
you have
like,
to. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, but he's
Because
not
it's
like, I wouldn't call him a shadow person because he's
no.
definitely a spirit.
Yeah, I literally think that's the form he specifically takes on, and I think that speaks into his protectiveness, like his protective role as
Mhm.
like the spirit of the house, like the protector of the house. Where like no, he is a legit spirit, but because he's the protector, he's got to come off intimidating, so
Yeah.
he'll come off as a full shadow.
Right, to feel you out. Because I
Yeah,
feel like that's how he approached us the first time. He was seeing what was up. Because spirits, and I'm sorry, they have brains. They see all the stuff in the house and they know, okay, this isn't your normal average person, family. Like they're
right.
more aware, not to sound, I know that, I feel like sometimes that comes off weird, but like we're more aware, and in our environment, in our community, that's normal, but outside people don't get that. So
Yeah,
it's like, I think it was just his way of like testing the water to see, okay, well, are you an intimidation factor or are you going to be intimidated?
yeah.
And I'm more like, can we coexist? Because I see that you've been here longer than me.
Hmm. I
And
respect that.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you haven't hurt me. You've just made yourself known.
Hmm.
You scared me a couple times. You've gotten me, but like you haven't hurt me. You know what I mean? The thing up in the hall upstairs, the black blob that scares Alex. Like I've had to get rid of that multiple times. The thing that hovered over Alan wasn't the Whistler guy. And there's a difference there.
I really fuck with the Whistler guy. I'm not gonna. That one night,
He was
he
on it.
he was on it. That was the night we both, I feel like, saw him like physically at
Hmm.
the same time at the same place, walking like towards the fucking back. He fucking, and then that night, oh my god, like homeboy, shut up,
Yeah, he
shut
was.
up. We
But
get
it
it.
was. I feel like he was trying to tell us something, and I don't remember what it was. Was that the night we lost time?
I
Because we
don't
still
know.
can't remember where we
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Dude, don't bring that up because that is actually scary.
went. I know.
Because what happened? We got probed but in the butt by aliens.
No,
That's
Alan
my
was in the living room, and he doesn't even remember. He says, because this was when the furniture was the other way, and the chair
yeah.
was over here, and we had. I feel like that was the night we fell asleep.
Yes, yes we did. I don't know
We
what
fell,
happened.
we fell asleep,
Yeah.
and he was in the chair.
Yeah.
And I remember having a conversation like, "Hey, let's just go somewhere." That's the last thing we remember. We
And
went
then
somewhere.
like I remember like no, I remember shoes on. We walked out the door.
we
Where did we go? Nobody knows. And then we came back.
we came back in the door,
I don't know what happened to
and then
us.
we went back to the couch. Because did we sleep on the couch that night, or did we actually go to bed? I can't remember.
No, I think we did. We eventually went to bed. I think.
Because was Alan on it? Alan was up when we got back
I don't
because
know.
he said he was like, "Where did y'all go?" And we
I
were,
don't know.
we
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know. He was
Nobody
like,
knows.
and he was like, if you'd have woke me up, I'd have gone with you. And I'm like, bro, I don't even know where we went.
When? What happened?
Like,
That
we are missing 2 or 3 hours of time.
Huh? Walking way too fucking close to our door.
What happened?
Nah, she was just talking to Sam.
What dude?
I don't know, crackhead next door. Over there, 63.
Josh. I don't wish
neighbor.
on people, but
So yeah, I don't. Yeah, we both remember leaving the house, coming back to the house. The time in between that, gone with the wind.
yeah, it was something else. It was something else. And to this day, neither one of us know what the fuck we did, where we went.
The
What we
next
talked
day,
about.
we didn't know.
No, we woke up going, did we go somewhere?
We
No, I fucking remember.
we'll never know, and that's so weird. It's so scary what happened to
Yeah,
us.
'cause
What did we do? Did
we
we
asked
and
Alan.
we what?
He was like, yeah, y'all left the house. I woke up and y'all
Yeah,
weren't here.
yeah. So what did we do? Did we do witchcraft? And then we don't remember, and now some magical shit's gonna happen, and it's blamed on us, and we're over here like I don't remember that. Wow, that was crazy.
I
That's
don't know.
crazy. How did that happen?
It was weird. It was weird.
I don't know,
No
but we
clue. Oh,
did.
hey, Marty.
Yeah. Hey, Marty. Hey, Lady Witch.
Lady
I saw
Witch.
those couple comments in there,
It
but
was bizarre.
that
Shadow
was
people.
scary. That was scary. But I was gonna bring something up, and now I forgot too.
Well, we were going to talk on shadow people and we got off topic. We jumped in and jumped off. And then we started talking about that night we lost time because it seemed relevant to the Whistler.
Yeah, yeah, because we were wondering because yeah, it was that the same night, and well, and what was he telling us? Hey, y'all got probed by aliens?
Don't leave the house, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
There's
Was
like,
that before or after? I don't know.
don't
I
leave.
don't he?
I don't know. He didn't. He wasn't strong enough that night.
I don't. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But something happened, and it
Some
was like I guess it was a good time.
we didn't die because
We
clearly
didn't die. We survived.
we survived whatever we did, wherever we went, whoever we encountered, and
That's it.
that was a night that we'll never remember.
Nope. Well, anyway, so now, now, okay, all right. Now, Bryn, talk to me about the shadow peoples.
Well, what do you define as shadow people? Because everybody likes to speculate different things about their origin, what they really are, what they
Yeah,
do.
okay, because I don't. All right, I don't know. Now, I don't know. My best answer is like they gotta be. They have to be their own type of species somehow. Now, I went to. Now you probably remember the story. I went to visit my friend in Scranton, PA, and we went to these old railroad tracks.
Well, I know.
And and inside the tunnel. Now these were, I think, yeah, no, definitely they were abandoned tracks, and I say definitely because there was one part of the tracks that it was broken. It's a bridge and it's broken, and you had to walk, or no train was getting on that, so they were fucking abandoned. And there's like these long, black, deep fucking tunnels on both ways, right? Now, one way had the tracks, the one next to it didn't have the tracks. And we were walking in it, and now the whole time in it, now the one with the tracks, all the like you could sense they were spirits, but they were otherworldly spirits, in my opinion. Like they did not come from this planet. They're not elementals. They are something of a different world, and some for some reason right here, maybe because of the darkness of the natural, because it is carved inside a mountain, you know what I
Mm-hmm,
mean? So I don't know, but something about it here coexists with another plane where these spirits cohabit this area, right?
mm-hmm.
Now the one with the tracks, all the spirits were like on the walls, like pressed up, like kind of feel like it seemed like they were waiting for the train, basically, if you will. Like they didn't want to touch near the tracks. I don't know why. Maybe because they're made out of iron. I don't know. I don't know why. But they were all built like like up on the walls.
Hmm.
The tunnel next to it without the tracks, they were all over the fucking place. And that was where they were stronger. They had more energy. There was more of them. And then when we were
Ah,
walking back, me and my friend Brooke, now she's also a witch, and we kept feeling like spider webs on us, pulling us back, and it felt like they were pulling our energy back. So like trying to draw us back, basically, like
mm-hmm,
pulling our energy back so we could go back and like go back to the tunnels and see what's going on.
mm-hmm.
And that made me feel a little uncomfortable because why the fuck you trying to draw us back? That's a little
Nefarious
weird.
reasons.
Right, right. That I don't want to go back. I don't want to go. If you didn't get me then, you ain't gonna get me now. So, and luckily, because we're out in nature, there's fresh, there's wild mullein and mugwort that was growing there. So I harvested some and gave a little blessing, gave my little offering, harvested some, and I cleansed us. Like I cleansed her, she cleansed me, and the entire time during the cleansing, it was terrifying because at first you feel like these like a harness
Mm-hmm.
basically release and get sucked back to the caves, and the whole time we kept hearing this noise. It starts off quiet and then got loud like this,
The whispering. Yeah.
right, for mad long, and it was really loud, and as the cleansing was going on it'd get louder and louder, and it filled up both of our heads, and then once the cleansing was complete it just stopped and we didn't hear it no more. And we both, after doing the cleansing, we explained what we fucking experienced, and we were insanely shocked that we literally experienced the exact same thing, heard the exact same thing in the same manner in our heads, and that sound to me otherworldly. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what that is. That's static. I don't know what that is. That's the alien speak. Nah, nah.
I've heard people say that when they do certain things, not just like cleansings, but like when they're trying to do contacts, or if they're, say you have a crystal grid out and you're trying to do like card work, Ouija work, whatever, the
Yeah,
communication is what I'm trying to say. I've
yeah,
heard that there's a frequency that's commonly heard among people, and that's that noise that you're making kind of sounds
mhm.
like a frequency. Like
Yeah,
maybe you were attuned to it to hear it
yeah.
because you were in that moment, in their place and in their space, to where it was like maybe that was their like a hive almost,
Hmm.
where you could hear their energy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We could hear their plane because they were still like they were on us. You know what I mean? We had to
Yeah.
cleanse ourselves. So as during the cleansing, when we got basically in our alpha mode, when we slowed down our brain waves, we tuned in and we heard what the fuck was basically on our energy and on our aura and latched to us. And then when thank God the cleansing worked and we stopped hearing it because that shit just exactly that's the shit that's kidnapping people in the woods. I don't know.
It
I don't know.
definitely, like, I have not experienced that, maybe a couple times, not on a high level at all, but it, like, going under, when I talk about going under and some of the stuff that we've done, that
I'm right here. I just gotta let my cat out. He's
that's
begging me
fine.
to let him out.
It gives you that same sensation in the ear, and it's like, you walk away with a headache almost, because I don't think our human ears are meant to hear that type of noise or sound or whatever,
Yeah,
because your brain emits its own brain waves. That's literally the name. But
yeah,
I think other
literally.
frequencies, legit. Well, I don't have to think about it. I already know there's scientific proof that says that frequencies can interact with each other and, like, positive or negatively interact with you. And
Yeah,
most of the time, mine, because I go to the no place, it's a negative experience. I
yeah,
don't ever come out of it elated and happy. It's always, I need a couple days.
yeah. It was
I'm fucked up.
very weird. That was also because we also now this was mind you, I never take something without leaving something.
Right.
Okay. This was the first time I did it. The only time I fucking did it. And that's because, forgive me, everything else that was going on got me distracted. Okay?
Did you go back and?
No, what happened was me and her took a couple railroad spikes from the place.
Oh.
Right. Now, you would think iron they can't touch. I don't know what happened here. However, we both brought the railroad spikes back, right? Now, I hug her, kiss goodbye, right? Now, after we get back to the house, we're telling the family, because her families are all very spiritual, right? Now, we're telling the family what we just experienced and what had happened, right? And then, time goes on. Me and Brooke are downstairs. I'm saying my goodbyes, my hugs, my kisses, and whatever. I go to the car. I'm I'm sitting there doing something, right? I'm not telling y'all what I was doing, but I was doing something. Cress, you probably know what I was doing.
Yeah.
It was a long drive, okay? It was a long drive. You know what I needed to do.
Yeah.
So as I was preparing something for me, I get a call. And it's her. And I'm like, oh, what did I leave? And she's like, no, 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 no. I just asked my sister to bring these railroad spikes upstairs for me. And bless you. And she asked me in return, she's like, are these haunted from that place you just went to? Because no. And she laughed and was like, of course not. And the second she said, of course not, a glass on her shelf flew the fuck off and smashed onto the ground.
Bitch. Bitch.
And that's when I was like, oh, that's not right. That's not right. So then I'm like, okay, you need to cleanse them, bury them. We gonna deal with this. We gonna deal with that because that ain't right. So then I'm driving home, right? And I'm with my friend Quentin, right? And we're driving and I'm on the highway, right? And because I'm waiting to get on the highway, right? Where it's just straight away, you know what I mean? Where I can like tune in a little bit and try to remove any spirits that may or may not be attached to the railroad spikes, right? So as I start cleansing the railroad spikes, right? And basically in my mind start exercising the energy that is on there because when you tune in you can see or feel how much energy is on something and I felt it, you know what I mean? So I'm really getting at it. But my problem is I was starting to feel resistance and
Mhm.
the energy fighting back. Nah, I don't we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't fight back. So you fight back harder. Okay. Then I have a vision of now I'm on the highway, like I said, right? And I have a vision of the big semi truck next to me going in my lane and like hitting into me and crashing into me, right? And so I think, oh my God, you trying to distract me. You trying to give me false visions to distract me from what I'm trying to do. That's not gonna work. That second I say that, the fucking blinker on the semi and he goes right into my fucking lane and I brake and slam on my horn. Because I just saw what the fuck happened and I'm preparing myself because fuck no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I basically called out the big guns and then really fucking got whatever was on those spikes out of the car.
Yeah, because hello, dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's rude.
That ain't all right. All right. I know we got some comments, so let me try to catch up.
So Lady Witch said, back to our story about losing time, somewhere is entirely subjective. We went somewhere.
Yeah, we
And
went
then she,
somewhere.
yeah, don't know fucking where. We have a railway tunnel that goes under the river. It's closed down now, but people sneak in all the time. And then she's like, you can really feel the water spirits there. It's chaos, I bet. And
Yeah.
Rowan watered his garden, but now he's back. Mary said, bless you. Lady Witch said, gesundheit. And Mary said, hello, Rowan. Hi, Mary Jane. And then Lady Witch also said, hi, Mary Jane. Hey, Rowan.
Okay.
Hi, Lady Witch.
Okay. Beautiful. At least they talk to each other too.
Yeah.
um. She said, "Some people sneak in there.
We
Don't know
don't
who they are.
sneak into places. No.
No. No. Why would we do that? So, oh my God, you want to talk about that damn asylum?
Right?
No, my asylum. That's. And there. You know what? There, I will say because that's what we were talking about right now. The shadow spirits. Now, the spirits in the caves. The only thing I saw was like they looked like shadows, 3D shadows, if you will.
Yeah.
They didn't give off like they weren't human silhouettes. That's again, they were otherworldly fucking spirits, so they didn't look like humans or anything of the nature. But they came off as shadows. And there's a spirit or a couple spirits at the asylum. I don't know if you remember, I showed you that one way that goes all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
Back there, there's always and no, now these are silhouettes of people, shadowed like 3D shadow people, always over there.
Yeah. I can't recall a time I've ever seen like an otherworldly thing. There, I say that, and I also know like the brain will make up what it can't understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So if I have, I probably put it in human form just to appease my own self and to calm myself down. So I can't really say. I can say, and now that I've said that, I question what I'm about to say. I know I've seen shadow people, and I do feel like they are a totally different species because a ghost or interaction with a spirit in your home is vastly different than an interaction with a shadow person
hmm
because there's more ill intent that they give
it's
off.
darkness.
It's dark. They want to fuck with you. They love to see you tormented. And it's almost like they like to literally drive you crazy, like just with messing with things and with
Yeah,
making noises and scaring the shit out of you for no reason. It's like they live and feed off the energy that you provide them during those moments.
yeah,
And it's not normal in my opinion. Like that's not a normal spirit interaction. Like it just isn't. And people can argue that, and that's fine. Everybody's experience is different. But like for me, that's not normal.
right.
Like
Now, again, that's not to say spirits don't come off as shadows.
right,
Again, we've just explained a bunch of reasons where they do. I agree with you in the sense of specifically talking on the shadow spirits or the shadow people, whatever.
malice.
Yes, that is that. There's something that would be like an omen, like a dark omen. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That's something where that brings like malice, that brings darkness, malignant energy.
I don't like those things. I don't like those.
hmm
Like most stuff, I mean, I'm not gonna say nothing scares me. I mean, shit scares me. Clearly, you've seen me get scared in the damn graveyard like a little sissy bitch. It was scary.
That owl was beautiful, though. I
The
might add.
beauty, yeah, there was a. I mean, yeah, and during the daytime, that place is tiny, and now I kind of want to go back because It looked so small when we were there. It felt huge.
I was gonna say tiny. That shit felt like an endless maze.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It's not. It's small.
See, I don't believe that. I don't believe this shit. Some shit is weird at night.
Yeah, it is. And some of the stuff in there, like, gave me the creepy crawlies, the heebie-jeebies. Like,
yeah. I love. See, that's why I love. I love graveyards or cemeteries that has. They're not all good spirits. They're not all bad spirits. But
right,
you get your blend.
You're human. It's the human experience in spirit form. Like, you have your good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yep.
You're gonna run into all of them, and they're all gonna want and need something different. And they're going to approach you very differently. That's why going to the park is so crazy, because like it's a normal day for everybody. And then you're over here just like, oh, okay. Like trying to keep your facial expression neutral, your body language neutral, because as far as you're the only one that can see this shit.
Yeah.
And you can't be reactive in public because then you just look crazy.
It's annoying. I swear.
Yeah.
There's been times I'm caught actually speaking to spirits. I'm like,
right. You kind of just have to be like, okay. You look crazy anyway, but it's better than having a full-on conversation. Like, yo, I'm busy.
Literally, get out, get out, get out, get out.
Your cat is hungry. She's giving me the death stare. Well, now she's cleaning herself because she's pissed. But yeah, shadow people aren't fun. And then there's another one. So there's the spirit, the elementals, which do you want to talk on elementals? Because they kind of are in this category and they're kind of not.
We can, because I mean, they are in the sense of their spirits. They're a type of spirits that now they're pure. Like, okay, when you think of like elements, you have air, earth, fire, water. And you think elementals, that's the actual spirit and essence of these elements. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I meditate, I tend, I at will, at intention, I'll go and see like into like some of these elements and see what their worlds and realms and ecosystems and shit like that is. Like when I go to the realms of fire, it looks very much like what people would consider hell, even though it's not like torment or anything.
Yeah,
it's actually quite beautiful.
Yeah, it's totally different than hell.
But or like you go into the realm of air or water or earth, whatever the case. You can go into water. It's like you almost go into like Atlantis. Or when you go into the realms or the realm of earth, it's like you're in the middle of the magical enchanted forest. Stuff like that. But you get to meet the actual spirits of these elements, like help me out here. We got the nymphs. No. Gnomes.
Water nymphs, gnomes.
Salamanders.
And what is the air?
Elves or something like that.
Is it elves?
I said sylphs, or I don't even know if that's the word.
Silkies? Silkies? Is it silkies?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I don't work.
Somebody in the comments knows. I know somebody in the comments.
Yeah, I'm not super big up on the elements or the elemental. Not the elements. I know what the elements are, but the elementals. I've never really like dove into that. I feel like that's very fey. You know what I mean? Selfies? I don't know.
Selfies? I don't know.
But like the Fae, that's their realm, with not that that's only their realm. I'm just saying, I feel like they dive into that side of the spiritual realm deeper than most regular witches. Silkies. That's what I said. I don't know. Is it a silky? I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up.
I don't know. They look, I mean, from the books I've read or I've seen, they can give off fairy-like appearances. Like the winged creatures, you know what I mean? I don't know what they're... Look up the elemental name for air. That'll tell us.
I don't know. Hang on.
It's okay. We're waiting. We got you. Spirits are even taking selfies these days, apparently. Girl, who isn't taking selfies these days?
Right. They got to keep up with the time.
I mean, hello. Just because they're dead doesn't mean they don't have a life. You know what I mean?
Okay, that was not the right question to ask.
What did you look up?
Exactly what you told me to.
Oh shit! How did that not work? Okay.
Elemental name for air. Guess what? It's air.
No. Okay. Look up witchcraft, like with it,
Shit. Hang on.
like in the realms of witchcraft. What is the? Because we got, like I said, the gnomes, the salamanders,
I feel like it's gonna be. Hold on.
the unis or something. You know. Okay, I think merfolk. There you go for the water. 'Cause that's what I think. When I think
Spirit
of spirits.
form of air.
I saw that, bro.
Sylph.
Yeah, that. What?
Sylph.
Yeah,
Sylph.
sylphs.
There you go. They're
Yeah.
winged creatures associated with wind and air. There you go.
So those are the elements. And yeah,
Sylphie.
those are the spirits of the elements. So when you work with the elements, yeah, you work with the energetic frequencies that the element gives, but like with everything else, you work with their actual spirits.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
Witchcraft version is air with an E.
Yep.
Bro is being a smartass.
I know, I saw that. That was funny. Why does it always? Oh, it's telling me the fucking time. 8:21 p.m. My comment section on the phone is so messed up today.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what's going on. But I do have it set up on the laptop though. I see all the comments now.
Oh, you do now?
Yeah. Yeah, finally. After all this time.
Oh, right. I'm going to have to get off here because I got to go to bed in like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
But did you want to bring up anything else before we get off?
There was something, but I forget. It was something before elementals. And I forget. Do you want to talk about familiars real quick?
Like in the spirit realm or the animal realm? Or in what form?
Well, the spirit realm, but because some familiars, like, because it's all spiritual at the end of the day, but
Yeah.
some familiars will manifest as like a physical being, like an animal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where other familiars will be in the sense of like think like your spirit animal. You
Mm-hmm.
know that I would think is like a familiar. You know what I mean? Or like a spirit that was never necessarily human, but it's an otherworldly spirit that you tend to work with and have a bond with, have a connection with. You know what I mean? And you work your craft with this particular spirit.
Okay. Okay.
That's really it.
So do you work with a specific one?
I don't. There was a brief time where I worked with like golems. Like I forget what else they're called, but like spirits that you like create on your
Mm-hmm.
own. Like
The
I know in Jewish mythology they're known as golems, and that's like the only word I can always think
So
of.
you're not talking about like a servitor or
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
okay. That's what I thought
yes,
you were talking about, but then I couldn't get the word to come out.
yes, exactly. No, exactly like a servitor. I work with those from time to time. I've also got my ass bitten from working with servitors because I've made a certain group of them based off of cursed energy, and don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. I swear sometimes. I have not particularly in that form ish. Uh I know my oldest son had a servitor for years.
Hmm.
And that ended up biting him in the butt too because you have to feed them. You have to do things. There's a reason for everything. So that ended up biting him in the butt. Um, but I have always like when you speak familiars, the only familiar I'm familiar with in my practice is pulling on the energy of a familiar in
Yeah,
a like an animal spirit form.
yeah.
So whether it be an owl or a cat, those are the two that I would pull from or use or however whatever the term properly is.
See, I got my snake.
Yeah, you have a snake, a
Yeah, buddy. That's my familiar, is a snake. I mean, I actually do have my familiar in the
is
physical sense,
yeah,
Phoebe,
but you're in the non-physical sense. I guess we should have prefaced it with non-physical.
in the
You
sense
know,
where that's my snake.
yeah,
Until I get a physical one, I hope, and then.
Well, see, I'll
Who
never be
knows?
able to own an owl.
Huh? Well, I mean, never say never.
I mean, never say never. I would love to, because that, like in the non-physical world, would be my spirit animal,
Yeah.
the familiar that I would go to. In the physical realm, it's the freaking cat that's a menace to society.
Okay, so Rowan, he's like so not wrong though. Okay, because yeah, I got my snakes too. Because I do have Hecate purposely has made spiders an actual familiar of mine, but I don't like to talk about it because yeah, I have a terrible fear of spiders. And I know it's her because she has a spider pet familiar little guy on her shrine.
Yes,
And
she does.
and
Now,
she always to meet her, I had to walk through wall to wall, floor to ceiling of fucking a cave, nothing but spiders. She always be sending me spiders. She
but that's
wants me to man up. I want her to leave
yeah,
me alone with
exactly.
spiders.
No, no, you got to keep passing that test.
I, I mean, I passed it. I ran through the thing, didn't I? I made it at the other end. The spiders are on the shrines. We're all friends here. I don't kill them. I save them. Like, but just don't. No, no, no.
My biggest fear is a dolphin and a butterfly.
Sure it is. Sure
That's
it is.
you can't look. If nobody knows, they can't use it against you unless they can get inside your head, and then that's a whole nother issue. Don't get in there. I'm scared of everything. Everything's out to kill me all the time.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, all right. With that being said, let's wrap this up. This was fun though. I missed you guys. I really did.
We haven't been on in a while.
No, we need to come on. We've been thinking about coming on with some like spell videos or explanation videos, just to,
Yeah, how to do certain things with things that we carry in the shop.
yeah,
Um, if none of y'all have gone on Facebook and liked the shop page, I would encourage you to do that, because we're going to be using the shop page on Facebook to update when we get new products, when we have something to show. Like this video is probably going to be posted over there just so people have a record of it, people that aren't subscribed to the channel, just to try to get things to merge a little bit. So, but we'll be coming up with some. We've been talking about a couple videos.
yeah, yeah. So everything is in the link in the description box down below. We got a bunch of new things too, so go check it out. Product is always refreshing at the Cauldron Shop,
Yeah.
so go check it out.
As soon
But
as we keep running out of stuff.
I know. So we're gonna have to place even more order. It's just y'all love us and we love y'all. So
We
keep
love that you
shopping.
love us.
Keep shopping. We're here to stay as long as y'all want us to. So you guys have a great night and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Good night and bye bye.